this season. Well, we have one game of week one completed already, and that was Wednesday night's kickoff game between the defending champions, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, which saw Atlanta escape with a 45-39 victory in overtime after Trevor Lawrence threw a pick six, ending the game right there in OT. And we start the first Friday night football game of the season with a kickoff game rematch from 2023, the Detroit Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Last time these two teams met last season, the Lions won it 45-10. We'll have to see what they can do here tonight. But let's talk about some changes for both of these teams. So the Lions got Darius Slay back from the Eagles. He's back in Detroit. They also acquired Max Crosby from the Raiders. So that will be a little interesting. And Dallas is, for the second year in a row, putting their trust in Cooper Rush as their starting quarterback. Cooper almost got them to the playoffs last season, finished with a 7-3 record. Unfortunately, just finished short of the playoffs. And we need to go over some rules, too. Some rule changes, too, just like that were mentioned in the kickoff game. There's some notable offseason moves here. So instead of just 10 weeks, there's now 14 weeks. After week 7 concludes, the Wednesday after week 7 concludes, at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the trade deadline, as that will be halfway through the season. Through weeks 1 through 5, teams will play in the international games, overseas or down in Mexico City, where you saw the kickoff game the other night. And here's another interesting fact. So the current playoff format stays the same. However, you're not going to see a team finish 7-3. You might see them finish 11-3 if they only have 3 losses at the end of the season, because there's 14 weeks now instead. And for the teams who don't qualify for the playoffs but have 6 wins or more, there will be bowl games like college football for those guys instead. And we're about to kick things off here in just a couple minutes. But first, let's go over some stats about these guys. So we mentioned Dallas finished 7-3 a season ago. They just missed out on the playoffs. Cooper Rush was pretty solid that year, and I expect him to be solid again this year. However, we go to Detroit, a perfect regular season, 10-0 for just the third time in their franchise history. And they get to the playoffs, and they don't have to play until the divisional round. And in the divisional round, they get a win over, I believe it was the Giants, but let me check just to make sure. Nope, it was the Saints. So in the divisional round, they get a 74-20 win over the Saints. A little interesting there. And they go back to the NFC Championship game for the second time in league history, because the current playoff format has only existed for the past 2 seasons. And in the NFC Championship game, they get annihilated 77-22 by the defending champions, the Atlanta Falcons, who finished 9-1 last season. So the Lions will be looking to go back to the playoffs and potentially make their 4th straight start, or not straight, their 4th ever start appearance in the big game. But you got to get through the playoffs for that first. So you got to make your 3rd appearance in the playoffs. Well, actually, this would be your 4th appearance in the playoffs, because even though that the current playoff format isn't how it was now, This would still be their 4th appearance, and then it would be their 4th appearance in the national championship game if they get all the way there. But they gotta get there. So it all starts tonight. You know, it comes down to this. One team's gonna lose, one team's gonna win, or they might tie. It looked like for a minute we could have seen a tie in that Atlanta Jacksonville game, because both teams just did not stop turning the ball over, and the score mostly stayed the same. However, in overtime, after the Jacksonville Jaguars forced the Atlanta Falcons to a 3-and-out, Trevor Lawrence threw the game-losing pick 6. So it's just, anything can happen. Quite literally anything can happen. It's just a matter of what. But anyways, enjoy the game, guys. We'll see you back here at halftime and then after the final whistle. But let's get this underway. Well, welcome one and all as you get a look inside AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. We got the Detroit Lions, the visiting Detroit Lions, taking on the Dallas Cowboys here. And last time these two teams met was the kickoff game a season ago. And the Lions blew out the Cowboys by 35 points. And they'll look to get another win here today. And meanwhile, Dallas will look to get their first win against Detroit in league history, because they have not beaten the Lions yet, regardless if the quarterback was Matt Stafford or Jared Goff. Cooper Rush is the starter for Dallas. And it's been less than 60 days since we last saw a Friday night football game. Why don't we get this one underway? So here's Aubrey to kick this away, Khalif Raymond to return, and off we go from AT&T Stadium. Khalif Raymond on the return. He's got that all the way out to his own 34-yard line. That's where Jared Goff and this Detroit offense will take over, 1st and 10. Let's get a look at Jared Goff's stats. So there's his stats from 2 seasons ago, because technically this is the 23-24 season, but that's besides the point. Anyways, away teams have been looking pretty good on the road. And we'll have to see if that continues, as look at Jamison Williams with a catch. And already moving the chains with a 27-yard reception. Goff, 1st and 10. Looks, fires. He's got Donovan Peoples-Jones, who has a first down. The former Cleveland Brown. Goff. Fires, passes, caught at the 1-yard line before he's out of bounds. So 1st and goal from the opponent 1. Goff is going to hand this to David Montgomery, who's going to get in for the Detroit Lions touchdown. And just like the Jacksonville Jaguars did on their first drive the other night, the Lions go down and score on their first drive. Nice plays on that drive. David Montgomery able to push his way in there for the touchdown. And now it's Riley Patterson on to the former kicker on to attempt the PAT. And that is up and good, makes it 7-0. Here's Fox to kick this one away. And here's Turpin on to return it. And he brings it out to his own 12, as we'll get a look at Cooper Rush here. And we mentioned that Cooper Rush took over when Dak Prescott left for the Texans. He was pretty solid last season. They finished 7-3 last season, just missed out on the playoffs, but Cooper Rush is a solid quarterback and trying to get one out there, but it's knocked away and incomplete. My last pass was intended for a Gallup. Incomplete. Good defense there. Jalen Ramsey on the coverage. Rush is going to take it himself. Rush, he's got the first down and many more before he runs out of bounds. Tipped and incomplete. Rush has yet to complete a pass. Hands this one off to Pollard. Pollard runs that out to the 38. So the other night, the home team came back and won it in overtime. But just like the Cowboys kind of are here, they got off to a slow start as well. The Falcons did, so don't count them out, but that's going to have to be a punt for Dallas, I think. I think you punt this here. Anger on the punt. And they fake it and convert it on 4th and 4. Dan Campbell does stuff like that all the time. And this time works out in Dallas's favor. Dallas is trying to drive the field and score on their first possession like the Lions did. And so far, not a bad start, but you got to get rid of that as you see the guy running at you. And again, Cooper Rush just cannot seem to complete a pass. But the main focus here is you're on the 41. You got to get a few yards. You got to pick up a few yards. That way you can at least get some points if you don't pick up the first down. And there it is right there. 3rd and 8. So at least if they don't get the first down, they're well within range here to get some points at least. And they're even closer now, and this time, I would send on the kicker. I mean, last time you did the fake punt, but take the points. It's early in the game, and Aubrey does trot on for the 53-yard attempt. Oh, it's blocked! And the Lions will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. What a nice block there by the Lions. And then, not only do you block it, you got to tackle the guy because he picked the ball up and got up and started running with it. Goff looks, he fires to Jahmyr Gibbs, who fumbled the ball trying to hurdle, and this is going to be taken back to the end zone for a Cowboys touchdown. Oh, you got to hang on to the ball there. Look at Jahmyr. That's a kind of okay attempt at a hurdle, but in case something like that happens, you got to tuck the ball in and hold on to it. As a result of that, that is a fumble recovery for a Dallas touchdown. Nice job by Bell there recovering it, and Aubrey is on to attempt the PAT to tie the game now. And he was blocked on a field goal attempt, and almost blocked on that, but he knocks it through, and it's good. And with 5:35 to go in the first, we're all tied at 7 here. We're going to grab a quick break. You're watching the NFL Friday Night Football here on FoxTube TV. Welcome back to Friday Night Football here on FoxTube TV. Before the break, Jahmyr Gibbs caught a pass from Jared Goff, attempted to hurdle, and he fumbled the ball. Dallas picked it up and took it to the end zone for the touchdown, so we're all tied at 7 now, and here's Khalif Raymond on to return this kick. And Khalif out to their own 28-yard line. That's where Jared Goff will take over 1st and 10. You see Jahmyr, the one fumble there, but that one fumble is not going to cost him as long as that's his only fumble this evening. Here's Goff. They're going to run a jet sweep here with Amon-Ra St. Brown. St. Brown picks up the first down, gets a few extra yards. Goff looking, gets this out to David Montgomery. Flag on the play. And that is the first roughing the passer penalty of the season, and that's going to give him an extra 15 yards at the end of the play there. So that moves things to the opponent 35. Quick pass to Laporta. Laporta's got the first down, tackled by Bell and Stephon Gilmore, I believe. Yep, it was Stephon Gilmore. Quick pass out to Montgomery again. Gain of 7 that time. Caught by Jameson Williams. He's still on his feet, taking that down to the 3. First and goal from the 3. Goff looking. Goff using his legs. Goff is down at the 1. He's really going to feel the pressure here. Once you get close to that goal line, you're really going to feel the pressure. Goff gets it out to Montgomery, who makes the reception for the touchdown. And just like that, Detroit goes back down the field and answers the fumble they gave away the last time. We'll call that the fumble 6. And Detroit retakes the lead here, and will make it a 7-point game depending on whether or not Patterson makes this extra point, and he does. That's right down the middle. 6 plays, 66 yards, 2 minutes, 38 seconds is how long it took for Detroit to drive down the field and score there. Turpin calls for the fair catch in the end zone. By rule, that comes out to the 25-yard line. Cooper Rush back to work. He hasn't completed a pass yet, but we still got plenty of time to play in this game. I'm sure that one will change. Tried to get the ball out. Almost threw an interception as he's hit as he throws it. Oh, he has completed a pass. Never mind. But, 1 for 7 is not going to be looking too good. Like, that's just honest. Towards the sideline, almost picked again. Brian Branch, the rookie out of Alabama, with the knockdown. Rush. Rush is gonna rush. And he's going to get a gain of 8. 4th and 2. You could punt here, but why not try to hand it off to Tony Pollard? Yeah, they're gonna stay out there. We'll have to see what they do. Looks like they will go with Pollard. He got it. He got the first down. If you're Detroit, you're gonna know that if it's 4th and 5 or less, that the recommendation is to go for it. Thanks to Next Gen Stats, as that's incomplete through that one in the double coverage. Knocked away, Brian Branch again. 3rd and 10. He's intercepted. Kirby Joseph intercepts Cooper Rush. And that goes back to the opponent 31-yard line. David Montgomery. Gain of 6 on that run. Montgomery picks up the first down. He's got many more inside the 10 with less than a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Oh, that's intercepted. Goff threw a pick at the goal line. Dallas takes over 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line. Detroit has a perfect opportunity for a safety here. And they're not getting a safety that time as Pollard makes it a 2nd and inches. So that's 2 turnovers for Detroit versus the one that Dallas turned over. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter, that Tony Pollard run. So after 14-7, Detroit out in front here. And we'll be back in 20 seconds, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Friday Night Football on FoxTube TV. Welcome back to Friday Night Football, live here in Arlington. We're getting ready to start the second quarter of play, and Detroit is up by 7. And incomplete. A nice break up there, intended for CeeDee Lamb. So Detroit threw the interception at the goal line just before the end of the first quarter, and Dallas now has the ball, and they do have a new set of downs though off that Tony Pollard run. So that's 2 runs by Tony Pollard that have resulted in good plays for Dallas. Rush looking, Rush throws an interception again, this time to Brian Branch. And the Lions have the ball back, and each team now has 2 turnovers. Montgomery fighting for those extra yards, gets 4. Goff takes the snap, 2nd and 6. Goff looking, Goff fires! Oh, intercepted in the end zone again. Back-to-back drives where that's happened. You got to start taking care of the football there in the red zone. That was not even... It was a bad pass because it was intercepted, but based off of where it looked like he was going to Donovan Peoples-Jones there, it looked like it was going to be not that bad of a pass. It looked like it was going to be a great pass. However, the defense just read it better than Donovan Peoples-Jones did, and Dallas came away with the football. Well, the wide receivers for Dallas better start getting open if they don't want their quarterback getting sacked. You don't want to get sacked back here because that puts you closer to your own end zone, and we all know what happens if you get sacked in your own end zone. As that's a nice play right there. Out to Ferguson. And that moves the chains to their own 40-yard line. That will be 1st and 10, Dallas. Rush hands it off to Pollard. Pollard breaking some ankles, trying to stay on his feet, and picks up a first down. That was a nice gain there by Tony Pollard. I tell you what, if Dallas keeps doing this drive the right way, the way it's looking like, they can easily match Detroit's points. Because they've took the ball away from Detroit, as we got an injured Lion on the field. Looks like number 55, Derek Barnes. But while they take a look at him, Dallas has forced Detroit to throw 2 interceptions in their own end zone, or in the end zone down in the red zone. So using that to their advantage can help them win this game. We mentioned that they've never beaten Detroit before at all in league history, as that's an incomplete pass. That can change here tonight if they keep doing everything the right way. But 3rd down and 7. I would at least get this in the field goal range and then just take the points if you don't get it. And it's 4th and 4. And I'd imagine you're on the 38. I'd imagine you just kick this through the uprights. And it was an elbow sprain for Derek Barnes. It looks like he will return to the game as Dallas calls a timeout. I think McCarthy was sending the punter out for some reason. I would try to kick this through the uprights. I don't know why you would send the punter out when you're on the opponent 38-yard line. A 55-yard attempt for Aubrey. He had one blocked earlier, but this one's right down the middle and makes it a 4-point Detroit lead. So that time, Dallas does use the Detroit turnover to their advantage. They add 3 more points on. And if they get a touchdown, they'll have the lead. Detroit's looking to extend their lead. And Khalif Raymond escapes! And we're going to have the first kickoff return touchdown of the season. Patterson on for the extra point now, and that was a nice play there. That's going to be the highlight of half right there. As now Detroit goes up by 11. Alright, so you just gave up a kick return touchdown. Detroit's the one kicking off now. Let's see if you can repeat what you just saw. Oh, Turpin's calling for the fair catch. Looks like he's making kind of the right decision because you don't want to risk a fumble returning it back, so might as well just take it at the 25 where they are going to give it to you at. And move on from there. Rush out of the pocket, and he's gonna rush. Oh, look at that, breaking a tackle. Rush out to the 44. And Detroit has allowed 92 rushing yards. Detroit has 104 passing yards, and Dallas only has 56. Look at this nice run here by Cooper Rush, and I wish it would show the full replay before it puts the plays up, but that's Madden for you. And got that out to Cooks just before he was sacked. I tell you what, it's only an 11-point game. Dallas is not out of this yet. They just have to keep playing it the right way. Makes a quick pass. Gets out of bounds quick. Tony Pollard makes the reception. Pollard is hit. And after a gain of just 1. Oh, that was almost intercepted, but it was intercepted, but out of bounds, the line judge says, so that makes it almost intercepted. If you're Cooper Rush, I'm going to try to get this into field goal range. He's going to pick up the first down. So it does not look like they will be taking points here yet. But that was not bad by Cooper Rush. You got to run the ball to try to pick up enough yards to send your kicker out. But at the same time, open field, might as well just go for the first down. That is incomplete on first down, so that brings up second down and 10 yards to go. And this game is flying by pretty fast. Pollard with the run. That's a gain of 5. Or not 5. That's a gain of 4, I believe, because it was just a yard the last time out. Might have been 4 or 5. I can't remember. But anyway, it's a gain. And that's all that matters. Going for the end zone. Incomplete. Kirby Joseph with the breakup, and it will be Aubrey on for a PAT attempt. Or not a PAT, a field goal attempt. And this is a 42-yard attempt to make it an 8-point game, and it is good. So the Lions are going to get the ball back with 3:16 to go in the second quarter. Khalif Raymond to the outside here, and he's stopped at his own 32-yard line, and that is where Detroit will go to work, 1st and 10. Goff looking, fires, David Montgomery dropped it. Goff. Looking. He's got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's going to pick up the first down. Over the middle, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and another Detroit first down. And that should bring us down to the 2-minute warning. Nope, we get one more play before the 2-minute warning. They snap it. Quick pass. David Montgomery dropped it again. Another play before the 2-minute warning. Looks like it's going to be a rush with David Montgomery. Montgomery fighting for them extra yards, and we reached the 2-minute warning. So in 2 minutes, it'll be the Friday Night Football halftime reports. We'll go over final score of Wednesday's kickoff game, along with analysis and thoughts on this first half. But Sam Laporta, that might have been a touchdown. We'll have to take a look at that. But anyway, we'll go over analysis and highlights of this first half, and we'll talk to you about the games tomorrow and throughout the weekend, and then Mondays and Tuesday night's game. We got to take a look at that again. I'm pretty sure Sam had a touchdown here. Nope, I don't know if he did. Nope, he did not. That's the right call. Okay. We took a look at that, and that is the right call. He did not have the touchdown, but Patterson will be on to try to make this an 11-point game again. And his kick is good, and it's 24-13. Here's Fox to kick this one away. Dallas will have 1:51 to go down the field before half. Turpin's going to call a fair catch again. Here's Rush, 1st and 10 from his own 25. Trying to get that out to Gallup, but fires incomplete. Rush. Looking. Throws a lob pass up for grabs, almost intercepted by Kirby Joseph. It's 3rd and 10. They're close to a 3-and-out here. Here's Pollard. And that will be 3 plays and out, because I would imagine you would just punt here. You don't want to do anything crazy. And yes, Anger is going to punt this one away. Khalif Raymond calls a fair catch with 73 seconds to go until the half. And if I'm the Lions, I think I'm just going to run this clock down. You don't need any more points. There's Gibbs with a run. "15 seconds. Goff out to Montgomery. Montgomery's going to dive to the turf to avoid scoring the touchdown there, because it's only halftime. You don't need to you don't really need to cook this offense yet. So just get down, run the timeout, go into halftime, then come out in the second half and cook. But anyways, we have reached halftime here in the first Friday night football game of the season, and we'll be right back with the halftime report. Don't go anywhere. 24-13, Detroit up at half. Okay, welcome back for the halftime report. So let's go over highlights and analysis of the first half, and we're going to start with the highlights. So all the way back to the first quarter, our first highlight takes us to 8:34 to go in the first and one at the Dallas 1 yard line. It was a 1 yard rush by David Montgomery for a touchdown for the Lions, put them up 7-0. That was a nice touchdown rush by David Montgomery. Then we go all the way to 5:44 to go in the first, and this is where Detroit hiccups a little bit. Jahmyr Gibbs carrying the ball, attempts to hurdle. He fumbles the ball right here. Ball comes out. Bell picks it up and returns it all the way to the end zone to tie the game at 7. And now we go all the way to 2:57 to go in the first. David Montgomery's going to catch a 1 yard touchdown reception on 2nd and goal from Jared Goff. Here that is. Nice play right there. Results in the touchdown. 58 seconds to go. David Montgomery's going to rush for a 17-yard rush, and that's 58 seconds to go in the first, by the way. Nice rush by David Montgomery. First and goal. Clark is going to get an interception for a yard. That's going to be Detroit throwing the interception. Jared Goff looks, fires towards the goal line. There's the interception. Pass was intended for Sam Laporta. And then we go off to the second quarter, and the first highlight takes us with 9:26 to go. Brian Branch is going to intercept Cooper Rush for a 15-yard return. Rush is looking, fires towards Cooks there, and Branch is there and makes the play. 8:50 to go. Kearse is going to intercept Jared Goff in the end zone right here. Looked like he was looking for Amon-Ra. No, he was looking for Donovan Peoples-Jones there, and he got intercepted. 8:09 to go in the second. Cooper Rush passes to Jake Ferguson for 31 yards on 3rd down and 10. This was that big play that moved the chains for Dallas. 7:38, and Tony Pollard going to rush for 16 yards. I believe this was on 4th down. Oh, it was actually on 1st down. 7 minutes even to go. 3rd down and 7 at the Detroit, or on the Detroit 41. Tony Pollard's going to rush for just a gain of 3 here. 6:43. Khalif Raymond's going to return a kick for 105 yards for a touchdown. This was when Dallas added a field goal on. One of their field goals that they got. And see you later. Now the next highlights. Just with 15 seconds to go until the half, Montgomery's going to catch a 25-yard pass from Jared Goff. And this is where he just dives to the ground instead of scoring the touchdown. Okay, that's highlights. Now we just got to take a look at the team stats. So the score right now, 24-13. Detroit up by 11. 248 total offensive yards for Detroit, 184 for Dallas, 65 rushing yards for Detroit, 116 for Dallas, 183 passing yards for Detroit, 68 for Dallas, 15 first downs for Detroit, 9 for Dallas, 0 punt return yards for Detroit, 0 for Dallas, 183 kick return yards for Detroit, 15 for Dallas, and the total yards is 431 for Detroit and 199 for Dallas. So without further ado, let's get you back down to Arlington for the start of the second half. Well, thank you, and we hope you all enjoyed that halftime report. Here we go to start the third quarter of play, 24-13, and Dallas receives the second half kickoff here. And here we go. One more half of football here in Dallas, and Turpin's going to do another fair catch. Pollard on the run. He has the first down and a few more yards. Remember, the second half is when Atlanta started making their comeback, and they were able to come back and send it to overtime and win it. Can Dallas repeat what they saw? As that's a catch by Tony Pollard from Cooper Rush. Another first down picked up by Dallas, and so far, I don't know what was talked about in that locker room, but so far, so good for Dallas coming out of that locker room. They're looking like the Lions did on their first drive, going straight down the field. Incomplete. Tried to get that out to Cooks. That was knocked down. I could not read the last name on that jersey. 3rd down and 3. And that is caught by C.D. Lamb. Rush. Fire into the end zone. Luke Schoonmaker makes the catch for the Dallas touchdown. And they're debating whether or not to go for 2. And they are going to go for 2. They got it. It is now a 3-point Detroit lead. Aubrey to kick this one away. And here's Khalif Raymond on to return it, and he's not gonna mind bringing it out after he returned it 105 yards earlier, and he brings it out to his own 28 for Detroit's first drive of the second half. Dallas right on their first drive in the second half, right down the field. They got the touchdown and 2-point conversion. Montgomery fighting for those extra yards. He got them. 2nd and 5. Here's Goff. Hands it off to Jahmyr Gibbs. He had one fumble earlier, but he's going to hold on to it there. Goff looking for Laporta. Incomplete. Oh, we did forget to mention the final score of the kickoff game at half. For those of you that were not watching, the Falcons did win the kickoff game 45-39 in overtime. That's caught by David Montgomery, who makes the catch and gets the extra yards inside the 20. So during the post-game show, we will go over the rest of the games for Week 1. And incomplete, intended for Donovan Peoples-Jones. Brings up 2nd and 10. Quick play to Sam Laporta, but it's dropped. Third down and 10. Quick shovel pass to Montgomery, and he gets that inside the 5. 1st and goal. Goff looking, going for Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's got him for the Detroit Lions touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. So both teams score a touchdown on their opening drives of the second half. Here's Patterson on for the extra points to make it a 10-point Detroit lead, and does. And we will grab a quick 30-second break, so we're back with Friday Night Football in a minute. 31-21, Detroit up. Welcome back to Friday Night Football, presented by Urbane Woodworking, as always. Detroit up 31-21 here in the third quarter. Dallas had a good first drive. Detroit had a good first drive here in the second half. We'll have to see what Dallas can do here on this drive. Turpin's calling for a fair catch again. And Cooper Rush and the offense back to work. Pollard up the middle. He got a good amount of yards there, 3 yards. So it brings up 2nd and 7. And the Detroit Lions didn't like something about Pollard because they added a little extra push to the end of that. 2nd and 7 now. Hutchinson spinning to stop the blocker. And that's going to allow Cooper Rush to rush for the first down. This game's been a good game so far. It's been a little closer than last game. The Cowboys scored no second half points in that loss a season ago in the kickoff game to Detroit. And they've scored 8 so far in this second half. However, going to need to do some work to at least tie this game up. And you got to start throwing completed passes. I get that it's been a minute since these teams have really moved the football, but you got to get back in the grind, especially because you're a team that finished 7-3 a season ago, but Pollard rushes there, and it's 4th and 2. I would say hand this off to Pollard again. I definitely would not punt here. And they're not gonna. They are gonna hand it off to Tony Pollard, and he's gonna pick up the first down. So you need a touchdown and field goal to tie this game up. Still plenty of time to do that. Rush gets it out. Oh, he threw the interception. Brian Branch comes away with another one. And the Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line. Goff's going to take it himself. Fighting for some extra yards, and he got some. 1st and 10. Oh, they're pushing on Goff. Goff doesn't like that. He's usually a humble guy. He tries to avoid stuff. I don't know why you're trying to start stuff this early in the season. Goff looking for... Oh! He was looking for Jameson Williams and gave Dallas the ball right back. There has not been a decrease in turnovers in this game. If you're Goff, though, you're hoping they don't do anything with this, as that's a first down by Cooks. You're hoping you force them to just a field goal, because it would be a 7-point game, and a field goal is only going to get them a little closer. You don't want to give up a touchdown here, and then a field goal on the next drive, but back-to-back completions to Cooks. I think Dallas needs to score a touchdown to stay in this one, and if his team would block for him, he could probably have scored right there. Yeah, almost intercepted. We almost did say intercepted. 3rd and 10. You can't get the first down without scoring the touchdown. But I'm sure Dallas would not mind, as here's Pollard. 4th and 5. I would go for this. That might sound a little silly, but get the touchdown. See if you can get Pollard up there enough to sneak into the end zone. Oh, he stopped before he could turn around and make the play for the touchdown. And Detroit gets the ball 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line. Great defense by Detroit by keeping them out of the end zone there. Montgomery got a gain of 8 there. And that should bring us to the end of the third quarter. Jamison Williams catches at that time, and that will expire the third quarter. So 1 quarter remains here on this fine Friday evening. 10-point Lions lead, 31-21. Cowboys had a good chance to score a touchdown there. Flipped it to Tony Pollard. He was unable to turn around and get in the end zone fast enough for the touchdown. And now Detroit finds it 1st and 10 at their own 39 with just 10 minutes to go in regulation for yet another win over Dallas. And where was that going, Goff? 2nd and 10. So Dallas needs to make a couple of good plays here because they need to get a touchdown and field goal. And Amon-Ra stepped out of bounds before he could get any more yards there, but it's still a really nice gain of 6. Anyway, Dallas needs that touchdown and field goal to try to tie this, so they got to start making plays here. You cannot let Detroit burn away too much clock, and you can't let them score, as that's going for Jamison Williams. He didn't make the catch. And that's going to be a 3-and-out actually not a 3-and-out, but that will bring up 4th down, and I would imagine Detroit punts here. You're up by 10. I'd punt this away and try to protect that 10-point lead the best I could. Uh-oh. They ran away from it, and that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Comes out to the 20. So 1st and 10 at their own 20. Here's Tony Pollard. Pollard got the 1st down, and out to the 42 he goes. Dallas said, our sideline reporter spoke to Mike McCarthy, and he said that he probably should have kicked the field goal last time out and just taken the points, but at that point, go for the touchdown, then worry about the field goal. But I bet you, if he gets to 4th down now, he's going to go for that field goal, knowing that he only has 1 more quarter of regulation, and the game's not tied yet. 2nd and 2. Pollard kind of slow to get up, a little shaken up there, but it looks like he will get up. 3rd and 4. Loss of 2 there. All right, it is 3rd and 4. And now 4th and 2. I would send out your kicker here. Aubrey is on the field for the 57-yard attempt. That kick is good. So now all they need is the touchdown. It's now 31-24. Will this be the second game in week 1 to go to overtime? Khalif Raymond on to return. You got to get another stop on Detroit. And Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 41. Here's Goff. Looking, he fires to Sam Laporta. Laporta's got the first down. You got to keep Detroit out of field goal range here. Because I imagine if Detroit gets a field goal, that might be the game. Quick pass to the right side. Nice break up on the defense. Goff looking. He's going to throw it away. Third and 10. Goff looking, going for Donovan Peoples-Jones all the way down in the end zone. It's knocked away. And Fox will come out to punt again, and it's going to have to be up to Detroit's defense to keep Dallas out of the end zone. And if Dallas does score on this drive, though, there will still be plenty of time left for a last-second field goal or something to surprise them. And he decided to just try to run out of the pocket and get out of the end zone a little bit, and took a sack as a result of that. 2nd and 15. Ferguson fighting for those extra yards, gets out to the 7. 3rd down and 11. I don't think Dallas is getting it this time, but they're running out of time. Incomplete, and you got to go for it. Plus the 2-minute warning coming up. Oh, he dropped it! He dropped it! They tried the fake punt again, and it did not work out. Goff looking for Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's got him! For the Detroit touchdown. And they're going to go for 2 just in case Dallas somehow does get a couple touchdowns. Oh, that was close, but it was dropped by Brock Wright. 37-24. And that's got to make Dallas feel a little better, because if they do get a touchdown, they know that they could rely on a couple field goals if need to be, or they could even win it if they can get 2 touchdowns. (37-24). Dallas has all 3 timeouts, but you're going to want to save those. Incomplete, and he probably could have completed that pass if he didn't get hit as he threw it. But good defense there by the Lions. Third and 3. Incomplete. 4th and 3, and Dallas is throwing it deep because they know they've got to get this. At all costs, they have got to get this touchdown. Because then they got to get another one, and stopped. And this is definitely the end of the line for Dallas. Never mind, Goff throws an interception. Goff throws an interception in the end zone. I still think that too much time off the clock is gone, as there's a flag on the play.
Pass interference. Defense.
So that's defensive pass interference. I don't think it's going to matter.
Automatic first down.
And that's an automatic first down out to the opponent's 7. Knocked away by Kirby Joseph. Knocked away again, this time Brian Branch. And how about the Lions not allowing Dallas to ever beat them at all during any season here in the Summer League? And this is on track to be a blowout win for the Lions, as that's incomplete. Well, next week on Friday Night Football, it's an AFC rivalry everyone likes. We got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, as that's a Detroit Lions touchdown. But anyways, we got the Chiefs taking on the Bengals, and that starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Fox Tube TV. And that is when coverage will begin from GEHA Field at Arrowhead. So the Chiefs and Bengals next week. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, 45-24. So Lions have the same number of points as they had last season. I think you got to start returning this. And Turpin is going to return it. And he got a nice return there. Nice catch by Gallup. And if you do get the touchdown, you're going to have to get an onside kick. Oh, that was almost intercepted. 42 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. That is caught by Gallup, and he's still on his feet, and he's in for a Dallas touchdown. And this will put Dallas back down by just 2 scores. And Dallas is going to kick this as deep down the field as possible. Montgomery. 2nd and inches, and that should bring us to the 2-minute warning. Well, don't miss Saturday Night Football tomorrow night. from MetLife Stadium at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Fox Tube TV. It's the Giants taking on the Eagles. A great rivalry between those two. And there's Montgomery. They can run this down to a minute 13 and go to victory formation. Montgomery down the sideline, and Montgomery is all the way to the 10. And you can choose to run this in or go to victory formation. And we'll have to see what they do here. It looks like they're just going to go to victory formation. Smart move by Detroit here. Just go down to victory formation. And it'll take one final kneel down. And Detroit remains undefeated against Dallas in the NFL Summer League season. 45-31 is going to be the final here. Be sure to tune in for the post-game show coming up immediately after the clock hits 000 here on Fox Tube TV. Dallas gave it their all in the end, but that touchdown came way too late. Detroit got on the board with 2 more touchdowns and would go on to win this one. Great win for Dan Campbell and the Lions. A great start to the season as they start 1-0 for, well, the 6th straight season. All right, time for the post-game show. So, something new this season. During the post-game show, we only view the highlights for the second half, and then we go over the final analysis. Later tonight, the highlights from the full game will be available on right here on Fox Tube TV. And for the primetime games only, that will be the only games where we offer highlights. Where you'll get to see all the highlights in the second half. But Schoonmaker catches a 13-yard touchdown with 7:54 in the third. And that was Dallas's first touchdown of the third quarter. Next highlight, 3:26 to go. Brian Branch gets an interception, returns it for just 1 yard. But it's still an interception. 2:47. Malik Hooker's going to return an interception for 11 yards. That's going to be Dallas coming away with the ball that time. Then off to the fourth and final quarter. .242 to go. Cooper Rush is going to pass to Michael Gallup for a 56-yard touchdown. And this is where it would put them within 1. Or no, it would put them within 2. Because 50 seconds and 34 seconds, Jared Goff does the exact same thing to end the game. So let's go over analysis, and then that will be that. So your final score, 45-31, Detroit wins. 463 total offensive yards versus Dallas's 445. 181 rushing yards, Dallas had 221. 282 passing yards for Detroit, Dallas had 224. 26 first downs for the Lions versus the 21 the Cowboys had. Punt return yards, 0 for Detroit, 2 for Dallas. Kick return yards, 289 for Detroit, 63 for Dallas. And the total yards, 752 total for Detroit and 510 total for Dallas. Well, that wraps up the first Friday night football game of the season. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox 2 TV for the Giants and Eagles Saturday night football game. Until then, so long and enjoy, coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here, enjoy the all-new episode of GTA 5 on Patrol Live. So long, everybody.